Alright everybody, what's going on? It's Thundershot, and I am here today to talk to you guys a little bit more about Xenoverse 2 and what's to come. I originally was not going to make a video on this topic, not because it's a bad video topic, but because Rhymestyle already made a video. However, he did tweet out later on that he wanted the whole squad to make a video if we could swing it, so here I am. Why not give my thoughts and opinions on this one as well? The question at hand today is, should Xenoverse 2 have a previous gen version even made for it? And what I mean by that is, should they even bother making a PS3 and Xbox 360 version for Xenoverse 2? And I'm going to go ahead and just straight up, guys, I do not think they should. And I know a lot of people who are still on PS3 and Xbox 360 are going to be upset with that answer right now. A lot of people who want to get Xenoverse 2 and they only have a PS3, Xbox 360 right now. Before you do anything, I'm going to list a few reasons here. Just hear me out. Watch the video and let me know what your thoughts are when the video's done. And then we'll see if I've changed how you feel about this at all in any way. Just to go ahead and explain why I think the PS4, Xbone, and PC, the current generation as we'll call it, the current generation should be the only generation that gets a version of Xenoverse. I'm going to list a couple reasons. To start off, there are two main things I'm going to talk about that a company has to do when it's making a game for both past generation and current generation. The first thing that, there's only two ways they can, there's more than two, but there's two main ways they can go about it, right? The first way to go about making a game for both past generation and current generation is to extremely limit current generation in order to maintain past generation. In order to make sure that the game is playable on previous gen, they have to make the current gen way worse than its potential actually holds, because the PS4's hardware is better than the PS3's. It's not limited overall. I know Rhymestyle mentioned this in his video. An example would be destructible environments. The environments couldn't destruct in the PS4 version. It's because they were limiting that for the PS3 version. But not to get too far off topic, that's one way to go about it. They either limit the PS4 so much so that way the Xbox 360 and PS3 can actually swing the game, or the other thing they can do to go about this is to make two entirely different versions of the game. Now, sometimes when companies do this, they release current gen when it's supposed to be released in February or October, whatever the release date for it is supposed to be, and then the PS3, Xbox 360 version would come out at a later date. A few companies have done this, and it has not worked out well for them. The other alternative is to go full workhorse mode and just completely work their ass off and be split. And since they're not making the same game, the party's going to be split. And overall, that's still going to affect the development of Xenoverse 2. Even on the current gen level, if half their team has to work on making an old game, or not an old game, but a previous gen game, and then the other half has to work on making the current gen game that's going to be up to par, you only have half a team working on a game, and then you have to split it between two consoles, and that's when you get, if you guys remember what happened with Assassin's Creed Unity when it released, that's when you get just bad. That's also another option that's not okay. There's a few more ways, there's a few other ways companies can go about doing it, but those are the main two that they've tried, and for the most part, it doesn't work. Essentially, what it boils down to is that if they have to make an Xbox 360 and PS3 version for Xenoverse 2, it will overall bog down the potential. And a lot, probably. Just a straight up guess, it will bog down the potential for Xenoverse 2 a lot. I want you guys to imagine. You guys remember when you were super excited for Xenoverse? You guys know the potential that Xenoverse had and all the problems that we have with hit detection and things like that. I'm not saying those would be gone if it was only on PS4, but Xenoverse could have been that much greater if it wasn't limited to PS4 or PS3, Xbox 360, if those things weren't available. Now, I'm glad that it did come out on those versions the first time around, but I think for Xenoverse 2, we should go ahead and cut that. Now, this upcoming part is for those of you guys who have a PS3 or Xbox 360. I know you guys have PS3s and Xbox 360s now, but you got to keep in mind there is no release date. They haven't announced anything in terms of a new Dragon Ball Z game as far as the console goes, in terms of a new Dragon Ball Xenoverse game as far as console goes. There's going to be release dates, there's going to be live streams, there's going to be trailers, there's going to be all this stuff. There is a long time. There's a Christmas for those of you younger people out there, for those of you people maybe trying to save up some money or could snag a PS4. There is a Christmas between now and then. You'll probably have a birthday because there's not even been a release date yet, so it's going to be several months. At the least, it's going to be several months down the road. There is opportunities, like whether you get an allowance, whether you just work a job and you need to start saving up money now. There are going to be opportunities if you really want this to actually be able to save up and obtain a PS4 or a PC that can handle it, whatever, down the road. All right, just know that you've got time between now and then. I'm going to go ahead and dive into sales real quick for you guys. I have a couple things pulled up here. I can link both of them for you in the description. One of them is a poll before Dragon Ball Xenoverse actually came out. And it was a poll for, it was really close. It was near the time Dragon Ball Xenoverse was about to come out. And the poll asked a bunch of people. They polled how many people? Near 6,000 voters as a whole. So it's a good poll to come. It's a good poll to come from, and it came from within a community website. I'll link it in the description down below. I'll tell you how to get to it. But the poll said, which platform do you plan on purchasing Dragon Ball Xenoverse for? So everyone who was going to get the game voted here, and they were allowed to select more than one. If they were going to get it for PS4 and PC, they could vote. They could vote both. They were going to get it for PS3 and Xbox 360. They could vote both. So know that, but keep it in mind. Keep it in mind. Anyways, so the poll went as such: PS4. 50% of people said that they were going to get the game on PS4. 27% of people, well, it's 48. I got to be accurate with this, otherwise my percentages won't line up. 48% of people, so damn near 50% of people said they were going to get the game for PS4. 27% said they were going to get it for PS3. 20%, 19% said PC. 10% said Xbox One, and 13% said Xbox 360. Now, if that ends up being more than 100, remember, people could vote more than once if they were going to get it from more than one console. But that's just something to keep in mind. It went, half the people said PS4. Then we go down to previous gen, right? About 25% said PS3, 20% on PC, 10% on Xbone, 13% on Xbox 360. Xbox, and I want you guys to keep something in mind. This poll was taken by people who could speak English only. It's on an English website, right? Nobody who's in Japan, right, took this poll because they can't get to it. They don't understand the language. And Xbox One and Xbox 360 are even less dominant there. So the poll numbers probably would have been like 5 people would have got it on Xbox One and 0 people would have got it on Xbox 360 from Japan. Now I know PS3 being at 25% last year, pretty much, quite a few months ago, is a big deal. But like I was saying before, more people are going to be picking up PS4s between now and again just on their own. And then there is plenty of time for you guys to save up, do what you can to obtain a PS4 between then and now. If you're typing up your comment right now, Thundershot, I have an Xbox 360, or Thundershot, I have a PS3, and there's no way I'm going to be able to get a PS4 or next-gen console or current-gen console or a PC that can handle it by the time Xenoverse 2 comes out. But I really want to play it. There's nothing I can do. I still want it to come out on previous gen. I'm going to say at this point you were probably in like a vast minority by now, because it's going to be even more time before Xenoverse 2 gets released. I hope they're only working on it for next gen. It's hard to say with Bandai Namco and what they're doing right now, but I hope they're only working on it for next gen. If you can only get it for previous gen, I'm going to say you're in the vast minority, and honestly, at your position, I would just take the L. And I don't mean like, oh, screw everybody who has a PS3, Xbox 360, can't get anyone. I mean like, from you guys' perspective, for the sake of gaming, for the sake of Xenoverse 2 being amazing, it's just better overall. And I want you guys to keep this in mind. Maybe you won't have a PS4 by the time release date rolls around for Xenoverse 2, which is still months and months, potentially a year plus down the road, right? Maybe you won't have a PS4 by then. Maybe you won't have a PS4 Xbone by then. But eventually, if you really want it that bad, if you really want a game that bad, eventually you probably will have a PS4 and or Xbone and or PC that can run it. And if you have to wait a year, if you have to wait a few months, whatever, by the time that you can afford it, that you can manage to swing getting a PS4, whatever, then you'll have a better version of the game, I guess is what I'm trying to say. If you get it on PS3, if you get your wish and you get it on PS3 now and the game's limited and not all it can be, and then you end up being able to get a PS4 6 months, a year later, at this point, this is 2-3 years in the future from now, mind you, then you're going to have at that point, you're just going to have an inferior version of Xenoverse 2 to play on. I don't know. Anyways, if you guys haven't voted if you guys haven't liked or disliked the video yet, I want to make a poll here. I kind of want to do my own little testing. If you have liked, I believe you can still change your answer and vice versa, but today, I don't care about getting dislikes. Today, we're going to use the like and dislike bar as a voting system. So, if you guys plan on getting the game for PS4, PC, or Xbox One, Xenoverse 2, of course, when it comes out, as of right now, I want you guys to hit the like button. Current generation, PS4, PC, Xbox One. Go ahead and smack the like button if you're going to be getting it for there. If you guys have heard all my reasoning and you do not think by the time Xenoverse 2 comes out, you'll have a next-gen console, and you still just want it, like, I'm not going to have a next-gen console by then, and I still want to play Xenoverse 2 right when it comes out, make them make the game on previous gen also, hit the dislike button if that's how you feel, because I really want to get a handle on this. How many people have the PS3, Xbox 360, are going to have the PS3, Xbox 360, and really want that PS3, Xbox 360 version made, even if it limits Xenoverse 2 as a whole and gaming for everybody else? Go ahead and hit that dislike button if that's how you feel. But that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for me today, guys. One thing I have coming up Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll leave a link to the poll. There's also another thing I was going to bring up.
Excuse me.
It was about previous sales, but it's pretty much the same results as the poll. So I'll leave the link to the poll and tell you how to get to it, because it's kind of iffy on the website. In the description down below, I'm also going to leave a link to Rhymestyle's video, since he's the one who made this initially. Then he told us all to make it on Twitter and whatnot. In the description below, so be sure to check those things out. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed the video. As always, well, no, don't leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Fucking vote. Vote on that shit. Comment. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section down below. I'm Thundershot. I'm out. Peace, guys.